Oh, so Lucas, controversial question. What's your favourite flavour of crisps?
Oh, I've got to go with the classic of just salt and vinegar.
Oh, God. You're one of them. According to experts, it rains on average 150 days of the year in the UK. Or to put it another way, most of the British countryside spends more time underwater than a duck's head. As such, you think it'd be pretty stupid to bet against it raining on Britain on any given day. Something apparently people didn't tell the crisp manufacturers Walkers, who did exactly that in the 2010s.
Right, okay, so what exactly happened here then?
Well, in 2010, Walkers, a company that makes crisps and other fried potato products, announced a new campaign dubbed the Rainy Days Promotion, which in a nutshell allowed people who bought a single packet of Walker's crisp priced at about 30 to 50 pence, so about 40 to 65 cents for Americans, depending on when this goes out, that if they could correctly predict whether or not it was going to rain in Britain the following day and pinpoint exactly where, they would win £10.
Karl, there's got to be like some kind of catch you're leaving out there, because that's so stupid. It rains all the time here.
Yeah, it's raining today. In fact, it is raining today. As I mentioned at the start of this piece, it rains on average 150 days of the year in the UK. So almost half the time in the UK, it is raining. And folks are probably thinking, like Lucas was, there has to be a catch. And there really wasn't, save for, as mentioned, you had to correctly predict where in the UK it was going to rain. And what Walkers did is they divided the country up into 21,000 and some squares. And when you bought a packet of Walker's crisps during the time the promotion was happening, you got to enter the competition once and you got to pick one of those squares. And if 1 millimetre of rain dropped in that area the following day, you would win £10. And that makes it sound like there's a bit more guesswork involved. But keep in mind, it's happened in 2010 when, the internet was pretty ubiquitous. So you could just Google the weather report for the next few days, which is what a lot of people ended up doing, and a lot of people ended up winning a lot of money because of this. Because, of course, people just check the weather report for the next day. And even if they didn't, as I said at the start of the video, it rains nearly half the time anyway, so you're pretty much 50-50 for a lot of people.
And just 1 millimetre of rain needs to fall as well.
Yeah, well, that's similar to the bet that happens a lot around Christmas. In the UK, you can bet whether or not it is going to snow on Christmas Day. And it's commonly stated that for that bet to pay out, a single flake of snow has to fall on the Met Office roof. And every year, thousands of people will make that bet because the odds get better and better every year, thanks to global warming, which is great. But actually, that's not great, that sucks.
It does.
It's a similar bet where you can bet in the UK on whether or not it will snow on Christmas Day, and usually it is like, if a single flake of snow falls on London where the Met Office is located, the bet will pay out. And it's similar for this Walker's promotion where it is if 1 millimetre of rain falls in the area you pick the following day, you win a tenner. And the cost of entry was, as I mentioned, a single packet of crisps.
Now, Karl, if I know anything about these videos, there's normally a twist.
There is, yes, and the twist is that the story gets just a little bit more stupid because Walkers, for some inexplicable reason, didn't limit people's entries. And you could, in fact, enter the competition twice per day, every day, during the entire duration of the promotion, which people did. Because why wouldn't you? In fact, some especially savvy people, upon the announcement of the competition, read up on the rules and realised, holy shit, Walkers are idiots, went out and bought hundreds of packets of crisps so that they would have 2 entries for every day the competition ran. And people won hundreds of pounds doing this.
Buying 100 packets of crisps probably costs about a tenner.
Yeah, if you got them in bulk, which you probably could. People went to wholesalers and things like that. Some people were just huge dicks about it and just went into shops, got the code off the packet because, oh yeah, the code was printed on the outside of the packet. Got the code, took a picture of it, and then just entered that without buying the packet. And the thing is, this isn't the only time Walkers have done this. Because do you remember, Lucas, where they, at one point, just put £10 inside packets of crisps?
Yes.
They had a competition where they literally just put a tenner inside packets of crisps. And it was inside like a little sealed packet, so that obviously your money didn't get covered in crisp dust. And folks at home, do you want to take a guess at what happened when they announced that competition? Lucas, you just want to tell them?
Didn't people just take, lights to the packets of crisps and shine it through.
Yeah, and other people just open packets of crisps in shops and like corner shops across the country. Like, you fucking idiots! Everyone's just opening packets of crisps, looking for the tenner. So they had to change that, and they made it so that there was a code inside that you had to enter, and then they sent you the tenner. Yeah, and then the other one was, I think it was Cadburys did if you found a white chocolate egg, you won some money. So people were going into shops and just opening chocolate eggs in the shops and then dropping them on the floor. It's like, why would you do this? So people are already huge dicks as it is. Don't give them financial incentives to be penises. It's not a good idea. But the thing that I like though about this Walker's rainy day promotion is like you could forgive them for making this decision if they made it like during summer, but for some inexplicable reason, Walker's ran the competition in November. And Lucas, we are currently in November. We're on the 3rd day of November. How many times has it rained so far for you?
It's fucking lashed it down all 3 days.
For any Americans, November is a time in the UK when it rains enough every day to fill King Kong's bathtub. And understandably, according to people in the know, internally, Walkers were shitting themselves over the amount of money they were expected to pay out for this promotion, because a thing people might not know about these kind of promotions is that a lot of the time companies don't bank on people entering them. They generally bank on a lot of people being apathetic and not really giving a shit. So they'll say, oh, there's millions of pounds to be paid out, but they only expect to pay out a fraction of that because a lot of people don't want to go through the rigmarole of getting the code, texting or entering it on a website, that sort of thing. So they can usually be safe in the knowledge that people won't do that. But when the cost of entry is 40p, and the potential returns are you win a tenner for guessing when it's going to rain, in a time period when it rains every fucking day, a lot of people are going to take you up on that. And for people who are curious about like the actual odds, statisticians calculated that if you picked a random square on any given day, your chances of winning a tenner were 1 in 8. So if you bought 2 packets, that's 1 in 4. So for 80 pence, you've got a 1 in 4 chance of like earning 10 times your money back, and you've still got some crisps. Pretty good offer, right?
Yeah, that's the thing is, like, you are statistically likely to make money back.
Yeah, you are almost guaranteed to make a profit on it if you buy enough, because it is virtually guaranteed that it's going to rain at some point over the next couple of days in the UK. And like, this reminds me a little bit, and this story often got compared to the Hoover fiasco of the 90s. And I've written an article about that for Today I Found Out, which you can find linked below. But a short version is the company Hoover, who made Hoovers, or vacuum cleaners for Americans, had a competition where if you bought one of their products, you would win, or be given, you didn't even win, you just got given it, a flight to Europe. And this campaign was very successful, which inspired the people running Hoover to expand the campaign so that if you bought a Hoover product, you would get a ticket to America. And as I talked about, when companies run promotions like this, they anticipate that only a small percentage of customers will actually take them up on the offer. But when the offer is a flight to America worth, at the time, around £700 to £800, more people are inclined to do that. And for people out there thinking, well, surely they put some kind of stipulation on the product you had to buy to, have this offer be applicable. No, Hoover didn't do that. And this is fucking true, Lucas. Executives at Hoover genuinely thought that when they increased the value of the giveaway, people would in turn buy a more expensive Hoover product to claim it. And Lucas, that's just not how people work, is it?
I would find the cheapest thing possible to just make the most amount of profit on getting that flight.
And Lucas, that's exactly what people did. And I believe the cheapest Hoover you could buy at the time was one for about £100.
Oh, God.
So for £100, you could get a free flight to America. Or essentially, a heavily discounted flight to America. All in all, it ended up costing the company a reported £50 million in lost revenue. In terms of just like Hoovers they ended up not selling. Because what do you think people did when they bought like one of these Hoovers? 'Cause a lot of people already had one, but they just bought the cheapest one and then gave it away, which meant that the secondary market was flooded with brand new Hoovers. And there's a great anecdote that said every married couple in the UK at the time could expect to get about 7 or 8 Hoovers on their wedding day. And while Walkers didn't lose that much money, they did reportedly lose millions on this when people realised, holy shit, it's basically free money. And the annoying thing about it is, though, right, it's likely they would have lost a lot more money, but exactly one person wrote a complaint to the Advertising Standards Agency in the UK because about halfway through the competition, walkers stopped allowing people to enter twice a day. And their stated reason for this is that due to unprecedented demand to enter this promotion, we've limited the number of entrants people can do in a day so that more people have a chance to win. And Lucas, I don't know about you, but I don't buy that for 1 second.
Oh god, that's a fuck. No. We need to change it now.
Sure. Yeah, it's like, holy shit, people are like winning too much money. We need to stop them from doing that. The annoying thing is, though, Advertising Standards Agency didn't like this because you're not allowed to change the terms of a competition after it's been announced and running. Because Walkers, obviously, in the lead up to the competition, did like several rounds of advertising saying that it was going to be a thing. And you're not allowed to change the terms of a competition halfway through it. Well, because of this, the competition is not fair, so you're not allowed to keep doing it, and they banned it.
Oh, no.
Which is just more proof that people who take things way too seriously fucking ruin it for everybody else. So far away, Lucas, in a roundabout way, this video has been about promotions and giveaways. So have you ever won anything in a promotion or a giveaway?
I've won 2 different competitions, yes.
Okay, well, what have you won?
So I did win a Legend of Zelda Game Boy Advance SP.
Okay, that's pretty good. What did you have to do to win that?
That was literally just like one of those of, send your email into this.
Oh, you just so happened to win?
Yeah, I did nothing to win.
Okay, that's not bad actually. Because you always hear stories about those, don't you? It's like at the time of recording this, and like the PlayStation 5 release is just around the corner, and I've seen a couple of like posts from people like, yeah, I randomly entered one of those winner PlayStation 5 competitions and they're sending me one. Which is pretty cool, so I'm glad to hear like some people do win those, because you look at them and you go, I'm never going to fucking win. What's your other one?
I won a couple of bits of Mortal Kombat, like merchandise from a Twitter competition.
Okay, anything good? By which I mean anything shit.
It was like a t-shirt and some stickers for your controllers and like a bandana.
One of my favourite things is like when things launch, is like the really crap giveaways companies do to try and get people hype. The one that will always crack me up is the release of Watchdogs. And it's like, you can win Aiden Pearce's iconic hat. And like, Watchdogs 1 is a game no fucker even remembers anymore. And it's like the first game they released, it's like, you can win his iconic hat. It's like, how fucking ballsy are you? Like, it's iconic. It's not even out yet. Something I really adore is like really bad promotional stuff that gets handed out and then gets forgotten about. So I feel like a couple of years down the line, like that stuff probably going to be gone forever. And it's a shame. It's like, do you ever like find an old magazine, like gaming magazines, especially when you find like the old ads for gaming stuff?
Yeah.
And you think like, some of these are pretty cool, and it's a shame that they're going to go away because obviously it's seen as so disposable. It's like whenever you get like, the release of a new game or something like that, they have like the big advertising marquee, like the standees of characters. So I feel really bad for what happens to them because I want to get one, but for a game that no one gives a shit about. just as a conversation starter for my house. Like Watchdogs, for example, and just get a standee of Aiden Pearce. Because it reminds me a little bit of a giveaway that I will always remember just because you could tell the magazine doing the giveaway didn't give a shit. And the magazine had somehow got on their hands on a life-size plastic statue of Max Payne from Max Payne 3.
What?
And Lucas, do you remember anything about Max Payne 3?
It's the bad Max Payne.
It's the bad Max Payne, yeah. And do you remember like the really awful redesign Max Payne got?
Oh god, he looks so bad.
Where it's him in like the Hawaiian shirt with the beard and the gun.
Yeah.
And there's infamously that, I forget what it'd be called now. Like a statue, I guess, the statuette that you could get with the special edition, and it's just Max Payne stood with his gun perfectly straight. And the magazine had a real life version of that. And the reason it will always stand out in my head is you could tell the magazine couldn't believe they had it because they thought it was so shit. And they say, we're not sure why anyone would want this, but we guess if you put it in your house, people might think twice about breaking in if they see a 6 foot tall silent man with a gun in the corner. Because that's what it was. It's just a giant life-size statue of a man with a gun. Like, just standing there. It's like, why would you want that in your house? That's fucking terrifying.